Diddy's daughters are going through the worst time of their lives right now, and it doesn't look like things are going to get better for them. They have been stuck in a nightmare since Cassie's lawsuit set the ball rolling, and it has only gotten worse since then. But things recently got worse when a new Jane Doe sued Diddy for SA, and she got really graphic. She went into great detail about Diddy's privates, which is the sort of thing that nobody wants to hear about their father, especially when you're a teenage girl. Things have been getting worse and worse, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier. So how exactly are the girls dealing with this? And did Diddy really throw freak-offs when the girls were in the house? Let's break this down. Okay, so according to multiple reports, the girls have been having a hard time in court since the trial started. He has 7 kids, and all of them, except Baby Love, have been constantly showing up in court to support him. Given how graphic the details of the trial is, it's kind of weird that he will want his kids there, especially the girls. But fans are speculating that Diddy and his team want them there because it makes him look good. He's trying to portray himself as a good father, which is common in trials. I mean, we saw Tory Lanez give his son a piggyback to court, and Rihanna took her and A$AP Rocky's kids to court during his trial. It kind of makes the jury feel bad for Diddy seeing his kids, which might help his case. But given the violent and graphic nature of the trial, we have to wonder if the daughters might have benefited from sitting the trial out. I know that their father is on trial for being a really bad guy, but that has nothing to do with the daughters. They've had to sit through Cassie describing some of the horrible things that Diddy did to her, from putting his paws on her to forcing escorts to have intercourse with her and pee on her, and all sorts of nasty stuff that you should never have to hear about your parents. According to multiple sources, the girls were so traumatized hearing the escort testimony that they left the courtroom in tears. And judging by what the escort said, it's not surprising. According to reports, Daniel Phillip, a male escort, alleged in a Manhattan court on Monday, May 12th, that he had been paid by Combs' ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, to have intercourse with her as Combs sat in the corner watching them while he met. Phillip also testified that he witnessed Combs being towards Ventura. Combs' daughters, recent high school graduate Chance Combs and 18-year-old twins Delilah and Jesse Combs, left the courtroom while Phillips testified, each time during graphic accounts of encounters, including a time when Combs allegedly touched himself in a corner while watching them have intercourse. That's just sad for the girls, especially the twins, who are in high school and will have to deal with this and face their peers. But wait, it gets worse. Diddy just got sued again by yet another Jane Doe, and this time, Jane went into deep detail about Diddy's privates. According to TMZ, the Bad Boy Records founder is being sued by a Jane Doe who claims they met in May 2001. She says they hung out a few times without incident at his Manhattan recording studio, nightclubs, and a restaurant, but things went south in July 2001 on their 4th meeting. They went on to claim that Diddy SA'd a woman at his Manhattan apartment, but the woman said she was actually relieved when he whipped out his private because she knew it wouldn't hurt that much due to the lack of length and girth, at least according to a new lawsuit. If you think that it couldn't get worse, it can. Reports went on to say that she claims after a night out at the club, Diddy took her back to his apartment, leading her to his bedroom, where he locked the door and pushed her down onto the bed on her back, placing his hand around her throat and telling her, "I'm going to take the life out of you." The woman claims Diddy released his grip on her neck and then held her arm down, using his other hand to unbuckle his belt and pants before pulling out his erect bearskin privates, which appeared to be the length and girth of a large Tootsie Roll. And given that a Tootsie Roll is less than 3 inches long, I think y'all can see how Diddy would hate to see this coming out, and how embarrassing it would be for his daughters because nobody wants to know this about their dad. Jane Doe went on to say that she thought his privates was an itty bitty Diddy. The woman claims she screamed for Diddy to get off of her and stop, and told him she didn't want to have intercourse, but she says he overpowered her and did not stop penetrating her until he was close to climaxing. Girl, this lawsuit has the internet in shambles because Jane Doe did not come to play. In addition to her lawsuit, she also managed to humiliate Diddy, which was a 2-for-1 deal. The lawsuit also had several pieces of the puzzles falling into place. For example, fans put 2 and 2 together and speculated that the reason Diddy forced Cassie to hire escorts is that he could not get it up, if you know what I mean. If he really has a Tootsie Roll down there, then it means that he did not meet the standards of the freak-offs that he said. You know, him demanding that the escorts have big black you-know-what. And what's more, his former bodyguard Jane Doe also said this a while ago. In an interview, he claimed that the escorts were for Diddy's pleasure and not Cassie's.
And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him? Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her? It's something fishy about that, bro.
What's more, there's this blind item that's floating about, claiming that the reason Diddy and Sienna Miller broke up back in the day was that she hated how badly he treated women, and that he allegedly used so many substances that he could not get it up in the bedroom. The blind item said, "Revenge. One of the people that has been helping the government fill in the blanks in the case against the producer and wannabe rapper is someone who has wanted to get back at him for decades. She never wanted to go out with him because she had seen him at parties and saw how he treated women. She was around the scene very much during the time period mentioned in many of the lawsuits. One day she broke down and agreed to go on a date with him. She was also A-list at that point, and there was nothing he could do for her career and nothing he could do to harm it either. She wasn't in the music business. They go out a couple times, and one of the times they ended up in bed. She says he couldn't get it up because he had been doing too many drugs. The next day he starts telling everyone how boring she is in bed, and told that to anyone who would listen for the next several years." Now, Diddy's daughters publicly supported him a while ago when they released a statement that said, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart." They continue, "Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been incredibly difficult to reconcile how she could be taken from us too soon, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories." It was easy to support him when it was just rumors and civil lawsuits, but now that the case is in federal court, it's hard for them to defend their dad, which explains why the girls left the court in tears. It's a sad situation for the kids to be in, but drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.